to another cabinet deep dive from Predator Games. So this is the second one after Roy did the first one on the Nintendo cabinet, and he's ordered me to make this second video for you all. I will be going through our Sega cabinet. It's mostly Sega. There's a bit of Nintendo squeezed in. I'm Wes, for those who don't know. I'm the Saturday/one miscellaneous day a week guy that covers when Roy needs a day off. He claims to be committed to this, but you know, he has 2 days off a week. What's that about? Anyway, I will run through this cabinet. I will talk about all the different items, and I will try and give you best information to my knowledge on the items we have. I don't know about everything, not as knowledgeable as Roy, but I will give it a go. So as you can see at the top, we have a unboxed Mega Drive. It's the first Mega Drive, the superior one in my opinion, and yeah, it's a classic console. What is there to say that hasn't been said? The word classic gets overused a lot, and you know, I might as well overuse it in this video. I'll be saying the word classic a lot as a spoiler, because you know, there's a lot of classics in this cabinet, and you know, how else can I describe them? Classic is a good word. So moving on to the first classic in our cabinet, we've got Sequest. I have no idea what this is. A prequel to Subnautica, maybe? We've got no manual, but you know, it must be valuable because it's £40. Look at the back. I won't pull all of it out because we'll be here forever. I just actually wanted to see what this is about. I think I might have actually played this game. Yeah, I think a friend at primary school had it. Anyway, so we've got that. Moving down, we've got Strider 2. That's another classic Capcom franchise. I guess it's a part of an arcade game, maybe. I've only played the Master System Strider games, and they are horrendous. We'll get on to my love for the Master System later, but it's got to be better than the Strider on the Master System, because flipping heck, that was... And then, something that would be quite hip these days, a Dungeons & Dragons game on the Mega Drive, from the era where people who played Dungeons & Dragons would have had their lunch money nicked. But now, you know, even Vin Diesel plays it. It's all the rage, Dungeons & Dragons. If there's any Dungeons & Dragons fans out there, I'm sure that's a good game. I can't say I've played it, but you know, it's got all the dungeony, dragony stuff. There's a dragon there. I assume he's in a dungeon. So, you know, what more could you want? Moving on, we've got Kadash. It's a Genesis game, so it's not from our parts. So, you know, one for the collectors, but I'm gonna skip over it because Genesis, no. Mega Drive, yes. Moving down here, back to where I started the video with the beautiful Max. We've got Streets of Rage 2 unboxed cartridge. Now this is a classic. Games like this wouldn't get made these days, even though a sequel got made last year. But you know, they wouldn't, because you know, the PC brigade will be against the violence and encouraging kids to eat roast chicken off the streets. That wouldn't get made these days. Apart from there was a 4th one released last year, but it wouldn't get made. Anyway, moving on. We've got Samurai Spirits, Samurai Showdown, as it's known over here. From, I know it's not a Sega console, so might just glance over these. On the Neo Geo CD. Because it features the name Neo Geo, I imagine this is incredibly rare. I'm a big fan of the Samurai Showdown series, but I can't say I've ever played a Neo Geo CD. We've also got Real Bout, which so scared. I love fighting games, but my knowledge of the Neo Geo stuff is a bit sketchy because there's just so much of it. I think Real Bout was before King of Fighters. I feel like there's some Real Bout fighters in King of Fighters. Like King of Fighters was essentially SNK Smash Bros, I think. Anyway, I heard this particular Real Bout game is very good, and I actually have it on my Saturn. I have the Japanese version on my Saturn. Speaking of Saturn, I'm a huge Saturn fan, and we've got a couple of the dual case games. Both types of packaging on the Saturn for their games was pretty horrific, but at least with a CD case, if it got cracked you could replace it. First up, we've got a Japanese version of Virtual Fighter 2. I don't know what this is, how this is different from the PAL release, but you know, it's Japanese. We've got Nights in Dreams, another solid classic by the now disgraced Yuji Naka after the Balan Wonderworld, whatever you want to call it, you know, mishaps. He made this when he was good. Fantastic game, a must for all Saturn owners. And then we've got Virtual Fighters Remix, which is interesting because when the Saturn first came out, they released the first Virtual Fighter on the Saturn, and the graphics were awful. Didn't really show off the power of the Saturn, so they released this one later down the line after Virtual Fighter 2, confusingly, using a similar style to Virtual Fighter 2, and yeah, it's pretty snazzy. As you can see, it's quite hard to come by. It's a good rare one, another one for Saturn collectors. I really need to speed up because I've been waffling. So let's move down to the second thing. Flipping heck. I tell Roy to keep Crazy Frog out of the flipping cabinets. This is Roy's favourite game. He's obsessed with it. He tries to put it in the cabinets, and I tell him that's for the good stuff, so we'll just chuck that on the floor. Yeah, you'd think he'd have decent taste in games, but he just Crazy Frog this, Racer this, Crazy Frog Racer that. It's like, flipping heck, Roy. Anyway, so Virtual on the Saturn, awesome game, another classic. I've got this on my Saturn, and it is very cool. Knight's the proper tall version. It'll probably be a bit more, but yeah, going back to Saturn cases, these are the ones with the the paper covers, and the glue literally deteriorates over time. But these are in really good condition. Yeah, good stuff. And then we got Wiz, which is questionably named. Don't think it features any actual year-in. I was going to take it out to have a look, but I think it's one of these knockoff animal platformers that were popular in the 90s. Whether this particular character has the stoic charm of Sonic or the quippy one-liners of Gex, it's not evident from the front cover, but you know, I'm sure it's pretty decent. Another one for Saturn collectors. And then Master System. I could probably make a whole video about how much I love the Master System. 2-button controller, simple games, graphics looked ace, music was fab. There's some really cool little exclusives on them. Yeah, I love the Master System. So we've got some good ones here. Forgotten Worlds. I've forgotten to play it. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's good. The Otifants. I had this on the Mega Drive. It's a bit odd, but it's even rarer on the Master System. And look, classic. I know what they were talking about. I assume it says classic anyway. Could say class action lawsuit. I have no idea. And Golden Axe Warrior, which is it's like Zelda 2, but Golden Axe. It's pretty good. I really need to speed up. Bubble Bobble, everyone knows what that is. It's cool. Yeah. What we got here? We got Lord of the Sword. Rhymes. So yeah, adventure role playing. These are the kind of cool games that Master System had at the time. Seemed like it was just a bit more daring with the kind of stuff it had on it. Like, look at this. You want to play a game with this guy in it? Look at him. Right, and then Daffy Duck. Again, I've not played this. I played the other cartoon duck games by the Disney one. I've not played this one. Looks alright. My Hero, inexplicably, the Master System had two types of cartridge, like your traditional clumpy rectangular cartridge, or this little card. That was only on the first iteration of the Master System. Had a little slot for the cards, and I got rid of it for the second because they were making a cheaper version to mass sell. So as you can imagine, these card versions are very hard to come by. Pretty cool. Alright, let's move down to the third one. Flipping it, it's going to be really long. Let's have a look. Yoshi, flipping egg. He keeps coming to this cabinet. He's trying to get out his little companion, but I keep telling him it's for sale. We've got to make some money. Can't be saving every little Yoshi character that comes in. So just get over here. Come on. Come on. Get out of here. Right. There he's gone. Right. So Woolly World with the little cute amiibo. That can be yours. Don't let Yoshi have it. Yeah, Woolly World. One of the few that hasn't been ported to the Switch yet. So it's an actual Wii U exclusive, which are getting increasingly elusive. So that's always worth getting. No one cares about this little fella. There's no one trying to get him out. But it's a nice little handy little collector's edition of Mario Maker. The Wii U network is dead, but you know, you can still make your own levels, and I mean, it's probably a bit sad to play them on your own, but I don't know, you can let your cat try them out or something. A few other Wii U games. Got a little nice collector's edition of Star Fox Zero, another game that has yet to be ported to the Switch, so another Wii U exclusive. As Roy frequently says, it's not the best game in the world, but you know, it's a nice little collector's thing. It also comes with a bonus game. You get to be Slippy and his creepy uncle Grippy. Grippy, come on, what are they thinking? Xenoblade Chronicles X, another nice little collector's edition. Hasn't been ported to the Switch yet, so another Wii U exclusive. Very good game. Tokyo Mirage Sessions. This got ported to the Switch, but this version has loads of cool little bells and whistles. It's actually Australian, but it plays on a regular Wii U. Have a look up here. You've got all the neat little stuff that comes with it. Soundtrack, cute stickers. Very, very cool. Right. Flipping heck, I've gone on, haven't I? Game Gear. Little Game Gear section. To find decent condition Game Gear games is a nightmare because Sega's horrible track record of hideous packaging made it all out of cardboard. We've kept these in best condition we could. Some of these in pretty decent condition. Very collectible, very cool. Game Gear was essentially a portable Master System, but it had a few extra exclusives as well. So you can probably tell I'm a big fan. All this good stuff, Game Geary goodness. Right, cool. Right, I feel like I rushed through that, but again, you've been listening to me talk for nearly 14 minutes, so I couldn't have rushed through it that much. That was a cabinet deep dive from your friends at Predator Games. I'm sure Roy will be back for the next one unless he makes me do the other one. He's all smiles and hellos to you guys, but he's a bit of a hard boss to work for. He's yeah, stories I could tell about him. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back soon for more